Sawadee krap, I'm JP Mestanza, and it's Monday, June 4th. It's the start of another week and a new month. You're watching Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. A woman in Patong is currently recovering from a gunshot wound after her husband fired at her shortly following the discovery that she had been cheating on him with the hired help. The husband told police that he shot his wife by accident.
The incident reportedly took place on Monday morning as Patong police officers met with the victim at the Patong hospital at about 8:30 a.m. However, once there, police also found the suspect, Niwat Kongsom, the victim's husband, waiting for them. He told police that he fired his 9mm handgun during an argument with his wife that was reportedly over an affair that his wife had with the man who was hired to help out at the husband's fruit shop, a Myanmar national. It's unclear when the husband found out about the affair or how he found out, but police later learned that the affair was consummated in the workers' room of his fruit shop on City Route Road. The husband, Niwat, confronted his wife about the affair and, in a fit of rage, fired 2 shots into the ceiling, but one of the bullets ricocheted and struck his wife in the left arm. The Myanmar man fled the scene and Niwat rushed his wife to the hospital. Police placed him under arrest, seized his gun, and took him to the police station for questioning. It's unclear what, if any, charges will be laid against him. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
It's not a new runway, but a new international terminal for the Phuket International Airport at the north end of the island. As the airport officials say, 6 billion baht is being set aside to build it, all to increase annual capacity from 12.5 million a year to 18 million a year.
The Bangkok Post first reported this story over the weekend. The Phuket International Airport is the 3rd busiest in all of Thailand, after the 2 international airports in Bangkok, and last year saw the island's airport welcome just over 13.9 million people, the highest since 2019, the final year before the COVID-19 pandemic when travel was suspended. In fact, 2019 was record year for Thailand tourism, as the country welcomed just under 40 million tourist arrivals, and Phuket saw nearly a quarter of that, as just over 10.6 million international tourists arrived through the Phuket International Airport in 2019. Including domestic tourists, the Phuket International Airport welcomed a total of 18.1 million arrivals in all of 2019, which was actually 0.5% lower than 2018, when the island's airport welcomed 18.2 million total arrivals that year, including international and domestic. The Tourism Authority of Thailand is expecting tourism figures to slide back to 2019 levels this year. And while they don't expect a record-breaking year in 2024, they are projecting Thailand to welcome just about 35 million foreign arrivals in all of 2024. With those projections, the airports of Thailand is attempting to deal with those numbers by setting aside 6 billion baht for a major expansion of the international terminal at the Phuket International Airport. At the moment, the airport only has the capacity to deal with 12.5 million passengers a year. But we've already blown past those numbers last year, and the AOT, confirmed by Phuket Airport Director Monchai Tanod, is set to spend 6 billion baht for the expansion to increase capacity to 18 million per year. In fact, the expansion can't come soon enough, as the Phuket International Airport, according to Director Tanod, has already had an average of 22,000 arrivals and departures per day in the first 3 months of this year, which is 7% higher than the record-breaking year of 2019. The news also comes a month after the AOT president, Kirati Kitmanawat, confirmed plans to invest billions of baht for the construction and feasibility study of the Andaman Airport in neighboring Phang province, which surveyors say will likely be in the vicinity of the Kokloi and Loyang sub-districts in Takwapa district of the province. The new Andaman Airport would serve as the international airport of the Southern Thailand region, with plans for the Phuket International Airport to be turned ultimately into a domestic airport, though this is the long-term plan that officials say would take less than a decade. The feasibility study is being done now on the Andaman Airport and expected to be completed by the end of this year, with plans for shovels to hit the ground sometime in the next 3 to 4 years. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
Patong police are now investigating how long a certain tourist had been in Thailand before he started driving a big bike motorcycle, which he had been driving when he struck and killed a 25-year-old Myanmar man early Monday morning in Phuket's Sin City.
The accident took place at about 1 a.m. on Monday morning in Patong on Pisik Korani Road near the Wang Chi Aun waterfall. The Myanmar national, a 25-year-old man, was struck while riding his Honda Zoomer motorbike by a Phuket-registered Yamaha MT-07. powered by a 689cc engine driven by a 20-year-old Israeli national named Ahmad Abu Sha'ab. Rescue workers from the Kusodam Foundation arrived to treat the victim and rushed him to Patong Hospital, but he was pronounced dead by doctors there. The tourist, meanwhile, was taken to Patong Hospital as well for treatment. Patong police are continuing their investigation. For more, visit thephuket.com.
I was sure that it'll be easier to clear you from my mind. I wish you fall out from the window, take a bad trip to the ground. Ooh. And bring the pleasure, see your pressure just before you break a bone.
Since evading capture by police following a stabbing at a venue in Kathu district in 2008, a Thai national, identified only as Mr. Wutichai, had been taunting police on Facebook, saying things like, "Who dares to arrest me?" Well, he was arrested in Chonpun province and is now being sent back to Phuket, where he faces a charge of attempted murder.
Police officers from the Central Investigation Bureau, the CIB, arrested the fugitive, identified only as Mr. Wutichai, last week in Chumphon province. Wutichai had been on the run from local police in Phuket since April 10, 2008, when he allegedly stabbed a man with a knife following a heated argument at an entertainment venue in Kathu district. Reports say Wutichai was drinking at the venue and had gone into an altercation with another patron. He fled the scene, and while he was called to Kathu police station, now known as Patong police station, he fled and evaded capture for years. During that time, Wutichai taunted law enforcement through posts on his personal Facebook account, according to authorities, even going so far as to boast about his actions and daring police to arrest him, saying things like, quote, "Do you have any brains?" toward police. Authorities continued to track his whereabouts, and he was arrested last week while exiting a water bottling plant in Chumphon province. He's been brought back to Patong and charged with attempted murder. For more, visit thephuket.com.
A crackdown on nominee businesses in Phuket last week saw assets worth over 1.5 billion baht seized by authorities and over 130 arrests, with the vast majority of the foreigners arrested being Russian nationals.
This story first appeared on the Bangkok Post. The whole crackdown was set in motion after local residents complained to Prime Minister Srettha during one of his visits to the island in the past year. They complained that foreign nationals, mostly Russians, were running businesses and buying land plots and residential units with unusually high prices, as well as running tourism businesses, which were taking away jobs from Thai nationals. The premier ordered the acting national police chief to investigate, and a probe was launched that found that just over 59,700 Russian nationals entered Phuket since the Russia-Ukraine war began in early 2022, and in that time, an unusually high number of 1,603 new businesses were registered in Phuket. The commander of the Economic Crime Suppression Division, the ECSD of the Royal Thai Police, he spoke about the crackdown, and he gave one example of how this was all done, using the example of a 45-year-old Russian national identified only as Ayana, who was found to be the executive and shareholder of 9 companies, including 7 real estate firms, 1 service firm, and 1 tour company, all with total registered capital of 38 million baht. Altogether, the companies that Ayana ran occupied 3 luxury condominiums and apartment projects worth over 900 million baht. Ayana had a Thai female who acted as a nominee, identified only as Ms. Tritip. Ms. Tritip, along with other Thai nationals, were nominees for 272 firms on the island, of which 142 of those firms had only Thai nationals as shareholders, while the rest of the firms, about 130, had both foreign and Thai shareholders. Police later questioned Ms. Tritip, who admitted that she had been hired to serve as a nominee for 30,000 to 50,000 baht per firm, meaning she was making at least 270,000 baht working as the Thai nominee for only Ayana's 9 firms. And that 270,000 baht is only at the low end of how much she would have been making. The investigation is ongoing. However, so far, police seized assets worth over 1.5 billion baht. They also seized 225 bank accounts, 245 land documents, including those for 96 condo units worth about 1 billion baht. They also seized 196 passports, 108 work permits, and documents related to the setting up of 800 companies. Charges are pending against 96 juristic persons. However, police did arrest 135 suspects all involved in the crackdown, including 98 foreign nationals, most of whom were Russian nationals, and 37 Thai nationals who acted as nominees for those foreign companies. Police later disclosed that all of these individuals were granted bail, though investigators had already issued summonses to 85 of the foreign nationals to hear charges of using Thai nominees. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
Thanks for joining us here today on Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. We'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000, and luxury properties can go all the way up to $20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.